Although the retort should only be operated by the F&H technician, this video for demonstration purposes will show you how the retort is operated under standard operating procedures. This is the retort that we will be operating today for this video. Before inserting thermocouples into the retortable cans, we must first determine where the cold spot will be located based on the heating mechanism of the food within the can. There are three types of heating mechanisms that will be shown in this video: conduction, convection, and a combination of the two. For conduction heating, the cold spot is located in the geometric center of the can. Make sure to take a 5 mm headspace into account. In this case, punch a hole in the side of the can that is midway from the headspace and bottom. Please note, when hole punching the cans, avoid the seam. For convection heating, the cold spot is located a third way up from the bottom of the can. In this case, measure the can from its base to its headspace and divide by 3. Punch a hole a third way up the can based on your measurements. For foods that undergo both convection and conduction heating, you will need to use 2 thermocouples, one for the conduction heating cold spot and one for the convection heating cold spot. Punch 2 holes on opposite sides of the can, one in the middle and the other 1/3 way up from the bottom. Make sure to account for the headspace while doing so. When finished, fit the thermocouples into the holes. Then place an O-ring on the back side. Finally, twist the back screw nut into place. Tighten everything with a wrench. Your cans should look something like this. Before loading your food samples, fill the cans to the top with water and observe if any leaking occurs. If there is leaking around the thermocouple, remove the thermocouple and try adding additional O-rings between the can and the screw or thermocouple to obtain a tighter seal. The screw nuts may also need to be tightened some more. The cans can now be filled with food and hermetically sealed. To do this, we will use a manual can sealer. Begin by placing the lid on the can such that the overhang is consistent all the way around. Next, place the can on the can sealer platform and use the lever to raise the can up such that the chuck is pressed into the center of the lid. Turn the crank. You should see the first seaming roller go around the can rim, followed by the second seaming roller. Once the second roller unlatches from the can, the seam is complete. Now the cans are ready to be processed in the retort. Once all your retortable cans are properly sealed with thermocouples in the right places, load everything into the retort. Then close the retort door. To turn on the compressor pump, plug the unit in and turn the red switch to the on position. Then open the red compressed air supply valve. Make sure that the compressed gas tank is between 100 to 120 psi. If the gauge ever reads above 120 psi, turn off and unplug the compressor. If the pressure ever falls to less than or equal to 40 psi, plug in and turn the compressor back on. Next, turn on the retort ventilation fan using the red button on the wall by the doorway. Then close valve number 5 and open valve number 6. These two valves are for the compressed air venting and compressed air supply respectively. They allow the compressed air to run pneumatic valves that regulates temperature and pressure. Slowly open the main steam supply valve, then open valve number 10 and the bypass valve number 11 to provide the retort vessel with its main steam supply. Using the blue dial on the temperature/pressure chart recorder, adjust the blue arm to set desired temperature in Fahrenheit. 242 degrees Fahrenheit equivalent to 121 degrees Celsius is typically used. Using the red dial on the temperature/pressure chart recorder, adjust the red arm to set desired pressure, which is typically 15 psi. The source pressure should read approximately 80 psi, while the inlet pressure should be approximately 40 to 50 psi. Finally, turn on the retort. Wait for 5 to 7 minutes to allow the vessel and pipes to heat up, and any residual water to be blown out of the system with valves number 2 and number 4 open. When the retort vessel is ready to be heated and pressurized, valve number 4 and number 2 are to be tightened to seal off the vessel. Close bypass valve number 11 to start automatic control of the retort temperature and pressure. The temperature can be monitored on the digital display just to the left of the retort on switch, while the pressure can be monitored on the control panel's top left analog dial gauge. The desired range of operation is 121 to 123 degrees Celsius and 15 to 18 psi. If the retort temperature or pressure rises above 123 degrees Celsius and 18 psi respectively, open pressure relief valve number 2 slightly to allow the temperature and pressure to fall back to the desired levels. If the temperature and pressure still do not fall back, the main steam supply valve should be turned until the temperature and pressure are within the desired range. The cans within the retort can be seen through the sight glass located on the side of the retort vessel. To shut down the retort, close steam valve number 10. After all water is drained, open valve number 4. Then open valve number 2. Close the main steam supply valve. To vent any remaining pressure, use valves number 10 and number 11. For optional steps on how to rapidly cool the cans with water, please refer to the Retort SOP. Steps 1 to 9 are optional. However, it should be done when rapid water cooling of cans are required. The following comprises steps 1 to 9. Thank you for watching.